Good evening, viewer. You are most welcome to Caritas Focus, a show where we deep into most of the topics that matter most to our community. My name is Flavia Kunihira, and today we talk about a very important topic centered around the theme accelerating gender through economic empowerment. That is the main theme for the upcoming Women's Day on 8th March. With me in studio, I have three important guests. First, on my left, I have the Commissioner of Gender and Women Affairs from the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Dr. Ndakafero. Angela.
Thank you very much.
Right next to her, we have a women leader and one of our beneficiaries under Caritas, Mrs. Marion.
I'm happy to be here today.
And on the extreme left, we have the gender and welfare focal person, Caritas Uganda, Madame Dorothy Mitala.
Thank you.
You're most welcome to the show. To our esteemed guests joining us on today's important topic, first I would like to ask you, what's your view on gender equality and why is it important to Uganda?
Really, gender equality, women's empowerment is very, very vital to all of us at different levels. At the personal level, as an individual, we need to have women who are empowered. At the household level, we need families that are strong, and we can only achieve strong families where the husband and wife, the daughters and sons are all contributing to the welfare of the family. At the community level still, we need to have women and girls who are empowered and participating in the development of the communities. At the national level, we cannot achieve national development without gender equality and women's empowerment. When you reflect closely to the vision of Uganda, Vision 2040, it demands that none of us should be left behind. The same applies to the Sustainable Development Goals. Goal number 5 is specifically dedicated to the acceleration of gender equality and women's empowerment. I'd want to give one example. Let's look at education. We cannot achieve universal education where more than half of the population, in our case, women constitute 51% of this country. So when women and girls are not empowered, then we cannot have universal education. We need both boys and girls in school, and of course, uneducated nation really determines the level of development in terms of participation in employment opportunity, in terms of accessing the right to health and sexual reproductive health, in terms of contributing to national development, paying taxes, but also benefiting from the national programs. So honestly speaking, we cannot achieve national development when half of our population is still left behind. So today is dedicated to talk about gender equality and women's empowerment because it's one of the fundamental aspects of national development. Thank you.
I'm happy to be here today. Economic empowerment is so special, especially to the women, because the women are the ones who take care for everything in homes. Wherever we are, the women are the first people we lean on. So when you empower a woman, you empower a nation. So we urge everybody to come along in this process. The church, the government, even our local communities, so that the woman is empowered, the home is okay to live in, where there will not be violence because the woman is empowered. The children will go to school, there will be food in homes.
We've done well in other areas, especially around political participation. We've done well in terms of accessing the right to education. We've made gains in terms of promoting women's health and girls' health. However, you find that when it comes to economic empowerment of women, this is an area where we still have to do more to ensure that women are able to earn an income, to ensure that women can participate in productive work, to ensure that women can also invest and contribute to national development. We all know that a poor person really has no choice and opportunities. So that reemphasizes the centrality of women economic empowerment if we are going to achieve national development in this country. I would want to give a very small example. The right to education. When we have our mothers able to earn an income, they can pay for education for their daughters and sons equally. The same applies to when it comes to feeding. A mother who has an income can ensure that her family is well fed. She can also ensure that if her child falls sick, she's able to take this child to the health facilities. So women's economic empowerment, especially for the mothers, is critical in terms of ensuring the achievement of other rights for herself, but also for the family and the community at large. So we really need empowered women economically.
Thank you so much, Dr. Angela. Uganda is at the forefront of empowering women. What initiatives has the Ministry of Gender taken to empower these women, and how has the government provided a conducive environment that promotes economic empowerment?
It's very important that government has also come in to skill women in business, including women employees, to be able to grow in their businesses, to be able to grow in their career. And this is very important for economic empowerment. So there are so many programs of recent. Just last year, His Excellency launched the project that we are calling Generating Growth and Productivity Opportunities for Women Entrepreneurs. This particular program is going to help women access business-related skills and information, be able to access funding at a low cost, which is affordable to them, be able to network, and of course be able to influence the legal and policy framework of this country. It is an important program that all of us are counting on in terms of complementing other programs like the Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Program, the Green Economy Program, but also aspects around skilling. The government of Uganda has also initiated institutions that are supporting women's economic empowerment. We all know that when a business is starting, we need an incubation process to have the products improved, have value addition, and be able to break into the market economy. Through the Uganda Industrial Research Institute, government is supporting value addition and, of course, supporting women to grow their businesses. There are equal a number of entities that are working on women's economic empowerment. Government is partnering with the Uganda Private Sector Foundation to ensure that women in the private sector are supported to participate effectively in private sector development and, of course, be able to earn an income, create more jobs, and have more products on the market of Uganda. And, of course, that will reduce importation of goods and services in this country.
My next question goes to Mrs. Naluwa Marion. As a person who has benefited from Caritas Uganda programs, could you please share with us your journey towards women empowerment and how it has impacted your life and in the community that you stay?
You know, the church settings, we used to fear to go to our priests and talk about our problems, but now we can go and tell them what you want, because it is everywhere there in our diocese. So we've come along a very long way. We used not to get some money to put in our pockets, but now women have money. We've started businesses. Like in my parish, we have a catering business. Women come, those who can cook, they come and cook and get some money. Then at the end of the year, we can come together and share our profits. Yeah, we are so grateful.
Next question goes to Dr. Nakafero. You talked about one of the government initiatives being affirmative action. We are having cases whereby the number of empowered women has increased in our, let's say, in the country. Do you find that as a challenge to women in their families? And how do you address that issue in regards to your office?
Personally, I would celebrate that because where we are coming from, majority of the poor were women, and of course could not effectively contribute to the well-being of the families. Majority of them were dependent on their spouses. So ideally, when I see women who are able to earn, for me, it's a celebration. It's a point of celebration because the economic power of somebody also determines the number of rights the person can enjoy beyond herself as an individual, and of course in addition to the family members, in addition to the communities, and contributing to national development. A woman who has business can pay taxes. That alone is a source of income for the country, and of course the country uses the revenue from its population to be able to pay for the services and infrastructure development. Women, because of their economic empowerment, they've been able to have better homes in terms of the housing, in terms of the feeding, in terms of education of their children. So for me, honestly speaking, women's economic empowerment must be celebrated by everybody because we all stand to benefit as a country. Of course, we've been receiving reports that women get empowered. They become naughty. The level of submissiveness is not the same as when they were working. I would like to make a call to both men and women in this country. We've got to learn to manage our empowerment. On the side of the men, we need to accept that it's time for change. Economic empowerment is one of the positive changes that we need to celebrate as a country, not resisting against women's economic empowerment. So from an unempowered point of view, I hope that men will be able to support their spouses, their daughters, to become economically empowered. In the same way, I'll also expect the women, the mothers of this country, to manage our empowerment. Let's be able to make gainful investments, not investing in activities or initiatives that are not adding value to our families, that are not adding value to national development. Bottom line, women's economic empowerment is beneficial to everybody, regardless of our sex, regardless of our marital status, regardless of age and education. Thank you.
Ms. Dorothy Mitala, collaborating with government is very crucial for effective change. How does Caritas Uganda collaborate with the government of Uganda to enhance or to foster economic empowerment?
At the season levels, we have to collaborate with the districts leaders.
Any program that we set up, our file has to be at the district, and we meet in the district's uh, areas or offices, almost I think once a month, and then we look at what has happened, what has gone wrong, and we assist one another. The government needs us, and we need the government. This is how we collaborate. At national office, we are always together with the Ministry of Gender, Ministry of Education, and we share our engagement. For instance, now we are planning the soon coming Women's Day, and the government called upon Caritas Uganda to be one of the planning agencies in this activity. And we are moving forward together with them, and soon we shall be in Soroti to celebrate International Women's Day. We are so grateful to the government and the ministry.
Dr. Nakafero, what are some of the key challenges the government has faced in fostering economic empowerment, and what are the key priority areas for the Ministry of Gender to ensure that there is ease in promoting economic empowerment?
The negative social norms, practices, and values has been a hindrance in terms of women economic empowerment. We still have quite a number of practices that don't accord women and girls, men and boys, equal opportunities to participate in promoting or accelerating economic empowerment. Access to resources, and of course some of these practices that are discriminatory is one area that government of Uganda is working on. And the trend we are taking is ensuring that government has legislated against some of these cultures. For instance, succession, inheritance practices in Uganda, so many communities in Uganda was really favoring men and boys and putting women and girls at the disadvantage. This has been addressed. We also had a couch on bride price. It may appear interesting on the face of it, but when you look deeply into the practice itself, you find that due to bride price, girls will be drawn out of the education system, and of course that cuts the number of years women and girls can spend schooling. So bride price has also been legislated on. It's not supposed to be returned. And of course, ensuring that it's not paid for girls below 18 years. I would also like to talk about female genital mutilation. This is a practice that goes on in certain communities in Uganda, especially among the Karamojong and the Sabines. And once a girl is mutilated, she's ready for marriage. So this practice was also legislated against, and of course it has paved way for women and girls from these communities to start accessing a right or enjoying the right to education. We have quite a number of Dorothy and my friend also talked about gender-based violence. You find that when women start earning, men demand for the monies earned. And it came out very clearly in the survey that was conducted by the Uganda Bureau of Statistics in 2020 that men demand for the money. And of course, given the level of powerlessness, a number of women give up on their income. So that's another practice of exploitation, which we definitely have to fight. And of course, our work around the prevention and response to gender-based violence in this country is resulting to positive changes in this area. So as a country, we still have so many social norms and practices that we definitely have to transform to be able to accelerate women's economic empowerment. I'll briefly turn to the programs. I talked about these programs before, but I would want to emphasize the Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Program. Its response to the issues that my sisters raised around working capital, women come together and government gives them working capital to start their businesses. The aspect around skilling, majority of women are not skilled in business management, and of course government is stepping up efforts to ensure that women are really skilled in entrepreneurship development so that they can start their businesses, be able to thrive their businesses, be able to grow, and ensure that productivity is increased over time. The aspect around saving, women have been saving a lot, but rarely do they invest in productive enterprises. So this is still an area where government is stepping up its efforts to ensure that we utilize our savings in order to create our enterprises more productive. So a lot of work is going on, from providing an enabling legal and policy framework to the designing and implementation of special programs to respond to the barriers women are facing, in addition to ensuring that women are able to network and are able to access the spaces where they can sell their product and be able to earn.
Lastly, to all our guests, what message would you like to leave our viewers concerning the importance of accelerating women empowerment?
I would like to call upon all you women in Uganda to take advantage of the existing opportunities, take advantage of the government programs and other programs by our development partners to start a business, grow your business, and ensure that you contribute to national development. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you so much. I'd like to thank my church for the opportunity and space given to us as women, the government for empowering women, and all my fellow women who come out to empower us, to skill us. We are so blessed to have you. Thank you, Caritas, for calling us here.
I urge women not to fear. Most women fear to come up for village meetings, dialogues. This is where you get the first step of empowerment. Please don't fear, and don't fear to be trained. Come up and take up businesses because you need the money. We all women at all different levels, we need the money, and we have similar issues or problems. But don't fear to speak up. Be courageous. Speak up and engage into business. Thank you.
I would also like to take this opportunity to invite our viewers, women and girls of this country, as well as men, to join us as we celebrate the International Women's Day. It's going to take place in Katakwi District, Boma Grounds. And of course, we'll be celebrating women achievers in terms of accelerating the economic empowerment and celebrating the programs that government of Uganda is funding to promote women's economic empowerment. Thank you very much, Caritas, for creating this opportunity for us to interact with women and girls of Uganda.
Thank you very much, our guests, for sharing your experiences and your thoughts on our topic of economic empowerment. Some of the key take homes that I have is an empowered woman is an empowered nation. Learning to manage economic empowerment for both men and women. I thank you very much for your time, and thank you for sharing the knowledge that we have. To our viewer, I encourage you to uplift one another. Men uplift women, and as well as women uplift men, so that we can be able to have harmonious living in our community. Flavia Kunihira is my name, and thank you for watching UCTV.